Hi, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. Come on in, sellers. Let me know how everybody is doing today. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know how the weather is where you are. Here in New York City, it was a gorgeous, gorgeous day today. Started out a little overcast, but the sun is out. It's actually a little warm. I had my hat on, keep a little shade on me while I was out doing my mail and running errands. But come on in, let me see how everybody's doing. Hey, Kara, good to see you. How are you? Cheryl, so glad that you joined me. And Christy, good, good, good. Hi, everybody. Oh, Hector, how are you? Good, good, good. Got to have one of the guys with the ladies, right? But good to see everybody. Come on in. Let's see, we got Robin. Good. We got Marilyn. Hey, you guys. Good, good, good. Thank you so much. Charles giving me a thumbs up. Yay. Thank you so much. So sunny in Pennsylvania. I'm glad to hear that, Melinda. And we're sending lots of sunshine and just hugs and prayers and everything for all the people that are impacted right now by Hurricane Florence. So really, I went through Superstorm Sandy here, so I've been through a hurricane. It is no fun. And truly, my thoughts and prayers are with those people. Rainy and cool, Pam. Hey, how are you? Hi, Karen. How are you? So I want to get right to it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you some eBay selling tips, and then I'm also going to give you some social media tips, okay? So this is what I was thinking about for eBay selling. First of all is, especially when it gets slow, but this can happen when it gets fast too, like when you're just busy, 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 and you just have a ton of sales. And I'm sure everybody's thinking, yes, Kathy, I would like to have tons and tons and tons of sales and be dealing with that. But there's things that you have to deal with when you have an awful lot of sales that you don't deal with when you don't have a lot of sales. So first of all, if you are going through a slow period, is just slow down, because it happens, okay? You can go through a day or it's 2 days or a week where things get slow. If it is extended, then you really have to take a look at prices, and you also have to take a look at what you're selling. I don't know about you, I'm selling on eBay for over 10 years, and I have had to reinvent my inventory numerous times. Things that were selling really, really well, and all of a sudden they just flatlined for a lot of different reasons. And I had to get rid of that inventory, and I had to get new inventory. So you may be going through that. If you're selling a lot, yay! Take a look at what you're selling. Take a look at where you're going, where you got it from. Can you source more? Obviously, it's a wholesale source. You might be able to. Sometimes with a wholesale source, you can't, though. I've had circumstances with that where something was selling. It's interesting. It was really, really quiet for like a month or two, and then just boom, it was flying out the door. So I go back to the wholesale source, because I only had bought a certain amount, and it was all gone. I wasn't able to get more. So again, is when you are wholesale sourcing, you do, in my opinion, is I always test first. And I encourage people on that. So if it's a new inventory line or something, is, to only buy $100 worth of that product, or 200 or 400, whatever the minimum order is, and test it, because you do not want to, and I've had clients where this has happened, where they did a heavy, heavy buy into something that they had not previously sold, okay? And they had bought thousands of dollars of stuff, and then they got stuck. And you don't want that to happen, because that can really, really, really hurt you. But the one thing is that when you are super busy, and I'm mentioning this because we're going into the holiday season, so you will have days where literally half your day can be packing and shipping, is slow down. Even though you've got a huge amount of orders that have to go out, and that can vary for everybody. For one person, because they got to get to their job. For somebody else, 20, 30, 40, 50 is huge. And for somebody else, over 100 is huge. Is double check, okay? So if you're shipping a 1X dress, double check it's a 1X as you're packing. It is far better to catch an error as you're shipping than to have it arrive to the customer. Because if you catch it before you ship, you can message the person, you can deal with it and negotiate with them and see if they still want it. If you catch a snag, if you catch a mark, this is me, and I did not disclose it, and all of a sudden I go, oh my gosh, this thing has a stain on it, or it has a mark on it. Maybe the way I stored it, it had fell off the shelf, and now all of a sudden it's got a dent or a mark. I always contact the buyer and let them know, do you still want it? I, of course, offer some kind of discount, but you always, 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 again, this is my opinion, is I have complete integrity with my buyers, complete disclosure if I spot something like that, and contact them. Now, you may not know this, and this is after the transaction has happened. So you have the money, you're getting ready to ship, and you're, of course, shipping within your stated handling time, is if you click, this is in eBay shipping. So I don't know if you're using Octiva or InkFrog or some kind of lister, if you can access this information. But in eBay, in the shipping area, when it says awaiting shipment, there's a drop down on the item. You can click a drop down. That's where you could cancel the order. You can contact the buyer. There's a lot of different things that you can do with that drop down. One of the things in that drop down, you may not be aware of this, is called View Sales Record. Okay? Click it if you need to contact the person. About 60 to 70% of the time, there will be a phone number. I call them. I do not have a problem calling customers. And again, look at what time zone they're in. I'm in New York. If they're in California, I don't want to be calling them at 6 a.m. So be aware of their time zone. I'm very friendly and professional. I identify myself. I say my name. I say my store name. I say I'm from eBay. And then I go, I'm getting ready to pack your whatever it is. I've noticed whatever it is. Maybe they order two. I only have one. Whatever the situation is. And I say, this is what the situation is. It has a dent, a mark. I only have one. Would you still like it? Okay. And if I'm going to offer them a discount, I tell them the discount. Please call me back. And I do have a smartphone, so I'll say to them, you can text me, because some people prefer to text. And I say, what I'm telling you, I am also going to message you through eBay messages. Because again, some customers may not be comfortable with speaking to you on the phone or texting you. But I say I'm sending it through eBay messages, so then they go to their eBay messages and they check, just in case they might think that I'm a spam caller of some kind. Then I go in eBay messages and I say exactly what I said on the phone. Hi, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. Please let me know. And this is what can be a little tight, is because I have that 1 day handling, you know what I mean? So I need to print the label by the end of the day and get the item out the door. So I do it first thing in the morning as I'm packing, because then I usually have like an hour or two before I'm doing the mail, and let them know that. And again, if you're a top rated seller, if you do have to ship something a day late because you're waiting to hear from your customer, a day late every now and then isn't going to hurt you, because you'll still have good enough metrics to maintain your top rated seller. But definitely keep an eye on that, okay? Because you don't want that to be happening all the time. And also, if it's happening all the time that I don't have the amount that I said I had, or I'm not spotting a mark or a stain on the item, then again, what I need to do is slow down. And I'm saying this to myself because I multitask a lot. It is far better to slow down and really look at the item, you know, check the seams, look at it front and back. Sometimes you even got to turn the item inside out and look at the lining, because there might be a mark on the lining. Look at the hem. Is it an original hem? If it is a glass item, stick it under the light. This only takes 3 or 4 minutes if you do it quickly. Look at it under the light and make sure there's not a chip. If you are a little bit nearsighted or farsighted, so you're not sure if you're going to miss something, you know, hand it to your kids, hand it to your spouse, ask them to take a look at it, okay? Because sometimes we'll miss it even when we're listing. Oftentimes when we're taking pictures of the item, that's when we spot it. We go, oh my goodness, there's this pen mark right here, or this isn't an original hem on the blue jeans. I'll notice that on the blue jeans, you know, and I need to make note of that. But far, far better to catch the flaw, to catch the mark, to catch the dent before you ship, and contact the customer. And I must tell you, 9 times out of 10, they'll say, yeah, that's fine, you know, go ahead. I will still give them a courtesy discount, you know, of a few bucks, just because they're so nice. And then what I do is I have these cute little cards here. Let me just show you. You know, but keep some nice little note cards. I mean, if you're thrifting and everything, there's usually note cards around. Grab them. and buy them and keep them for notes for customers. But I have these cute little thank you cards, and I'll just pop a little note in and just say, you know, thank you so much for being so nice. You know, if I've got a little sachet or a little hand cream or something that I can put in along with it, I do that too. But that's what I wanted to say to you is catch it before it ships is much, much better. And again, if things are going slow, really look at your inventory, because trends can change really, really fast. And you don't want just dead inventory sitting there for your listings in your store. It's better to go, you know what? This stuff just isn't selling. You know, do your research, see what's going on, see if you can bundle it, see if you can run it in auction. Perhaps it'll sell on other sites. Okay, it might sell better on Etsy or on Bonanza or on Poshmark, but move it. You need to move it. If it's just sitting there, unless it's highly, highly, highly collectible, you're looking at cash. Your inventory not selling is cash staring you in the face. And you want the cash in your pocket, and you want it in your bank account, right? So think it through, think it through, think it through. And that's what I wanted to bring up for social media. This is the fall, and I'm going to date this. This is September of 2018. And one thing with social media, some social media is very like right now. It's just happening now. Facebook tends to be that way. Twitter tends to be that way. But one social media where it really pays to work ahead 1 or 2 seasons is Pinterest. The great thing about Pinterest is your pins, when you're pinning on Pinterest, live a very, very, very long time. I've had my Pinterest boards for several years now. So I will notice, because Pinterest notifies you when people are repinning your pins, I get repins on things that are a year old, a year and a half, 2 years old, 3 years old. As a seller, this is fantastic. That means work that you do now, so now in September of 2018, benefits me now, because when you pin, your pin goes into the feed of your followers. It's also searchable on Pinterest. So for instance, let's say I pinned my eBay hat. Let's say I have an eBay hat on Pinterest. Then if somebody's searching on Pinterest for eBay memorabilia, eBay swag, eBay hat, they're going to find my eBay hat. So they can find it by search, just like on eBay. You type in search, just like on Google, you type in eBay hat. Same thing on Pinterest. And people forget that Pinterest can be a search engine. People go on Pinterest to be inspired. People go on Pinterest to play. They're like, oh, let me just look at red shirts. Let me look at things to stick in my kitchen. I want to redo my kitchen cabinets and redo my kitchen. And by doing that, so let's say they're looking at different ideas for kitchen cabinets, then they go, let me look at toasters, and then let me look at placemats, and let me look at napkin rings, and then let me look at plates and china. And that's when some of your items may show up in search. At the same time, because it is September, people are thinking ahead to the holidays, and they're thinking, you know, I'm going to have that office party coming up in November. I'm going to need a nice dress to wear to that office party. And they're going to start searching. Want a velvet dress. Maybe they want what I call fit and flare, which means it hugs you really nicely at the waist, and then it kicks out. You know, they're going to start searching and looking, because they're just thinking, and they're going, let me think about Christmas, let me think about Thanksgiving, and your items can show up. And they can show up even if they're a year and a half, 2 years old. So Pinterest is a great, great friend in all selling categories. And I'm going to say that again, in all selling categories. I've got a great friend, Joe DeMarco, who sells hubcaps, and I'm always on him. I'm like, Joe, you've got to get on Pinterest. Because yes, Pinterest is definitely predominantly female. It's also affluent female. If I remember correctly, the last time I was looking at statistics on Pinterest, the average annual income for women that are pinning on Pinterest and looking on Pinterest is over $100,000. Household income. It may not be their income, but it's the household income. So these are people that have money to shop for their children, to shop for their pets, to shop for themselves, to shop for their partners, to shop for their spouses, to shop for their homes, and to shop for their friends. So it is a great, great, great spend some time. Okay, so don't get discouraged if things are a little slow, but do take a look at what you're selling. Okay, they're going super, super, super fast and you're selling a lot, yay. Keep an eye on where you're getting things. And as it starts to sell, when you see things really start to move, contact, if you've got the source, if it is a wholesale source, or perhaps it was like a job lot kind of store, or was a Macy's or Nordstrom clearance rack, run back and see if you can get some more, okay? Because you want to catch it before they sell out, because you want to take advantage of that trend. And then if you're on Pinterest, be aware that your pins will live a very, very long time. So you want to be using great keywords when you're creating your pins, because people search and they're just having fun, like, oh, I'm just going to look at red dresses, and oh, I'm just going to look at maxis, or I'm going to look at sweater dresses, or I'm redecorating my kitchen, I'm redecorating my bathroom, let me look at some towels. You know, the kids are going to have a sleepover. I need some pajamas for the kids, and then I need some sleeping bags. You know, all of that thing. Think about what things people might be looking for this time of year, okay? Holiday travel is coming up. They're going to be looking for knapsacks and backpacks and luggage and things for the kids to do while they're traveling, things for you to do while you're traveling, clothes that are comfortable for traveling, those neck roll things. Hoodies. I notice the kids really love to wear hoodies when they travel because they pull the hoodies up and over their face, so that way it's easy for them to sleep when they're on the trains and the planes and the buses. Okay? Good.